Greetings, it is the Mage Viperion here. I have once again re-entered my world. I've done a little bit of research and some construction while you have been away. I've got this little construction here which is quite interesting. It is a compacting drawer and it currently has in it enough iron, as you can see, to make 14 blocks plus 1 ingot. And if I clear some space on my bar here, if I click on this, I get a block of iron. If I click on this, I get a ingot. There's the word. And if I click on this, I get a nugget. And I can put them away again by right clicking on these, which is very handy. So I can store all of my iron in this and get it out as needed. I plan on making many more of these. I also have a chest here for my thaumaturgical research, and I have across here I have made this house considerably larger, and I am storing things which I currently have no use for. The other two major things that I have done is in this house over here I have established a small Britannia workshop. I have the petal apothecary here. And out here I have some day blooms and a small and large mana pool, which is slowly filling. The other adventure I have been on, I have in this guard tower over here, I have constructed a nether portal, and I have in fact been to the nether to get some blaze rods. There is no way that I can see of making blaze rods. I can make blaze powder out of the cinder pearls you occasionally find in the desert, but not blaze rods. What we will be doing today is working through some more of the quests in the quest book, in particular those to do with our Thaumcraft studies. Now I have done, I'll just eat here, I have done quite a bit of research in the Thaumonomicon. In particular I have been researching these wand foci. So for a focus pouch, a focus of equal trade, focus of shock, and focus of frost. Now what these are, as far as I understand them, is they use them to they add onto your wand, and then you can use the wand for certain things. The wand of frost shoots an ice bolt, the wand of shock shoots a lightning bolt. The focus of equal trade means it can swap one block in the world for another, which is something I will be doing later on in this episode with any luck. And for that I needed some nether quartz, hence my trip to the nether. So, without further ado, let us get on. So in our quest book here, if we go to House Lexamani, we will see that there are a few things that we wish to do, the first of which is this Nitor and Alumentum quest. So to make Nitor and Alumentum, go into the alchemy here. This is the recipes for them here. We need a crucible. Now a crucible is a very simple thing to make. It simply requires a cauldron, the standard cauldron, which, that one, which is 7, not 5 iron ingots. And then if you place the cauldron somewhere in the world, I'll show you in a second why I'm doing this outside. Also I found a greatwood tree. I've brought back these greatwood saplings, but so far it is not growing. I don't know if it's to do with our large grey friend here. But I will place the cauldron here, and if you right click with a wand, it turns it into a crucible. Now the crucible requires water, which I do not have on me, so I will have a bucket somewhere in here. I am going to sort my storage at some point in the very near future. There we go, a bucket. So you must fill the crucible with water, which is easy enough. But you must also power it, give it some fuel from underneath. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take a piece of netherrack and I'm going to light it under the crucible. Where is my shovel? it's not there, doesn't matter. So I'm going to place a piece of netherrack here, and I'm going to light the crucible. And you will see shortly that it will begin to bubble, if it doesn't get trampled by the elephant. There it is. And now this is ready to conduct our research. Now I will be moving this crucible inside once I have done the Nitor quest. Excuse me. Thank you. I have no way of getting rid of this elephant. I do not know how to do so. My weapons are so far ineffective against it. But one of the things that you will see here is that the Nitor can be used, the number of uses for an ever-burning flame seems endless, but it produces more light than heat. You can put Nitor under the furnace, the crucible, and it will fuel it. And Nitor does not burn the same way that netherrack burns. Obviously on a roof, in a building with a wooden roof such as this, you have to, and wooden floors, you have to be careful with fire. So the first thing we are going to do is we're going to make Nitor. Now the way you do that is you put in something, 3 units of Ignis, 3 units of Lux, and 3 units of Potentia into the cauldron, and then throw in some glowstone dust. So again, we have glowstone dust here. We'll take some, and then in our Thaumcraft here we can see that if we wanted Lux, we could put in glowstone or glowstone dust or a torch are the 3 items that we know produce Lux. Now because we are throwing in glowstone dust to make the Nitor, you can't actually use glowstone dust as the ingredient, so we're going to use torches. Now luckily a torch, if I hover over this and hold shift, you see there that the torch provides 1 unit of Lux. So to get our 3 units of Lux simply requires 3 torches. Going back to the Thaumcraft, if we have a look at, where is it? There it is, Potentia. We can see here that it's coal blocks, redstone dust, or redstone block, or a coal block. So again, I have plenty of redstone dust, so I will use that. And you'll see here that it provides, can't quite see, but each one provides 2 units of Potentia. Now this is slightly more of an issue, and it also provides 1 unit of the mechanical one, which will be a bit of an issue, which we'll get to in a second. So if I was to put in 3 of these and 3 of these, I would have Potentia left over. So instead what I will do is put in 6 torches and 3 glowstone dust, and that will give me 6 Lux and 6 Potentia. Now the other thing we needed was, he said, already having forgotten, 3 Ignis. Now Ignis you get from lots of things. There we go. So we are looking for 6 units of Ignis here. You can see here that a clay pot gives you 2. Lava gives you 3, but I don't think I can add lava directly. And I believe that is cobblestone. But you see there that netherrack is there, and it only gives 1. So if we hover over the netherrack, you see it gives 2 terra and 1 Ignis. So if we put 6 netherrack in here, then that will give us what we need. Now this will also give us 12 units of terra and 3 units of Mechanus left over, which is not a good thing, and I'll show you why, although it's not catastrophic. So we'll put that in there. I don't believe we need the wand, but just in case. So we will put these in here, and we will get our 3 glowstone, and we will go and perform our magic. So we have our bubbling cauldron here. Now, as soon as you throw things in, they start decomposing, so you do have to do it quite quickly. So I'm going to throw in the 6 netherrack, 6 torches, 3 redstone, and then I will throw in each of the 3 glowstone and get 1 niter in return. So right, and we got a niter, and a niter, and a niter. And you will see here, if I get out my thermometer, it doesn't actually show me. I thought it did. I'm sure there are, as you can see from the coloured bubbles, there are leftover things, and shortly that will start burning off. Sir, excuse me, sir, you are in my way. And the extra things that are there will start burning off as something called flux. Now, flux is unwanted. Yes, you, go away. So far it looks to have no... Ah, did you see the purple flash there before the elephant put it out? That is the flux burning off. So anyway, that gives us our 3 units of 2 units of niter. Why only 2? Alright, I think we have missed one. Nope, okay, 2. Our calculations were correct, I'm sure. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Perhaps one of them burned off before we could get to it. So anyway, that is our niter. We only need 1 for this quest. We'll go back to the Thermonomicon and have a look at, so that's the niter, and we'll have a look at the Alumentum. Now, Alumentum requires Ignis, Perdicio, and Potentia, and you can either use charcoal or coal. Now, Ignis and Potentia, if you have a look at coal, gives you both. It gives you 2 of each. So here we have 2 charcoal somewhere. I'm sure I have charcoal here somewhere. Maybe I don't. I'm going to make some charcoal. Similar to how I said before, you can't use glowstone dust as your ingredient because you're using it as the catalyst. You can't use coal and coal. You must either use charcoal and coal or charcoal and coal, if that makes sense. Now, Perdicio, if we go back into here and see where we can get our Perdicio from. Too far. There it is. There are lots of things that contain Perdicio. Very few of them, however, contain purely Perdicio. But you see there the shard that we have. So I have some of those, the entropy shard. They add 2 Perdicio and 1 each of Precantantio, the magic, and Crystallum, the crystal. So we may just use that. It will result in some flux, but that is okay. So for our recipe, for Alumentum, we need 3 Ignis, 3 Perdicio, and 3 Potentia. So again, we're looking at 3s here. So each of these gives us 2. So if we do 3 of these, that will give us 6 Perdicio, which is enough for 2 Alumentum. I believe that may have been where I messed up on the niter. So that will give us 2. And then if we have a look at our coal, it gives 2 of each. So again, if we do 3 coal, 1, 2, 3, that will give us enough for 2 of the Alumentum. Now that will again give us some extra left over, but that is fine. If we just cook up 2 pieces of charcoal we're going to need, but I might as well do 8 to use up 1 piece of coal. But we'll get these off our bar in preparation to use them in the crucible. Not sure what happened there. There we ago. Ah, 2. Interesting. Right. So, if my calculations are correct, there is the flux that you can see. Now, I'm sure there's some way that we can see what's going on here, maybe by holding a wand? No? I'm sure there was. In any case, it doesn't matter. We will wait for that to burn off, I think, before we cook anything else in our crucible. It doesn't take particularly long. So I will just wait for that and I shall return. Right, let us begin our experiments. If I have done these calculations correctly, these 3 plus these 3 plus these 2 will give us 2 units of Alumentum. Just like that, 2 units of Alumentum. Now, Alumentum is an interesting substance. It is a fuel. You can use it like coal in a furnace, like such. But you can also throw it, and I will get to that in a second. Here in the quest book, we have them, and we get more as our reward, which is excellent. And then we are on our way here. Googly goggly goggles. These are something. It is the goggles that lets you know what is in the cauldron. That cauldron there. So let me demonstrate but not in here, the properties of Alumentum. I'll go to a safe distance out here, and much like a snowball or an egg, you can throw it. And much unlike a snowball and an egg, it causes quite an impressive explosion. But it is mostly used for a fuel. And as you can see, it kept most of the things that it blew up there as well. I don't know if that is the usual amount or not. So, that is Nitor and Alumentum. Now if we check our quest book, next we have shiny gold caps, which we have already completed in fact. 2 gold caps and a gold banded wand. We have a gold banded greatwood wand already, so we have done that. So we get a reward bag, and either a reward bag or 2 balanced shards. I'm going to take the 2 balanced shards here because I'm going to need them for later. Excellent. And then we get to the goggles, which will give us some shards. Excellent. I was going to make the goggles eventually anyway. So, let us empty off our bar here and open the reward bag and see what we get. 5 fish. Excellent. Are they cooked? No, they're not cooked. We will cook them. That is fine. Right. So, yes, you may also notice from that I am currently not here. On my travels, I was lucky enough to procure myself an invisible talisman, which makes me invisible. Obviously, I am slightly more visible the more armor I am wearing, but it is somewhat useful for avoiding monsters. I was using it quite a lot, and we have some more flux here, which we will deal with later on. So, for now, I wish to explore this strange structure off in the distance. I am reasonably well equipped, although I only have 1 arrow, but that is fine. I will put away the things that are important. Try not to get trampled by the elephant. So we'll put that in there, and we'll put that in there, and we'll put these in here. I also found a great wood and silverwood tree, which was interesting. Everything else I can get back. That is fine. Right, let's go investigate. Given how it looks on the map, if I just zoom in here, it is this thing here. I believe it is a witch's circle. There must be a node there. I must check that out as well. Now I believe the witches can spawn at any time of the day, so we will have to be on the lookout. If it is in fact a spawner, I will just destroy it, because I have no need for witches in this time. These are the cinder pearls that I was referring to earlier. You can use these as they are in some recipes for Thaumcraft, or you can also put them... I'm talking. You can... that's why it's tainted. It's one of these. Is it occupied? It is not. Let us investigate. Is that... Mortis Perdicio, excellent. I was looking for a good source of Perdicio. It looks like this is it. It is a sinister node though, so I may have to do something with it. Right, let us investigate here, and if anyone turns up we shall dispatch them. What do we have here? Apprentice's Ring of Aqua, thank you. Some iron, thank you. Movement Talisman. When equipped, grants the player jump boost and speed. And melon seeds. Interesting. Right, well, let us scan the things we have not yet scanned. What is down there? Oh, we have water already. A dispenser. I don't think I've scanned a dispenser yet. Have we scanned? We have. We have. There's no chiseled sandstone around here. No. Okay. So let's see if we can get to the dispenser. Ah, there's the spawner. I thought it was. Can we get to the dispenser without breaking everything? Aha! Ooh, that's a lot of stuff. Excellent. And if we ever need a dispenser, we will come back for it. But I don't believe we do at this time. And I think there is only one spawner around these, so I will leave the rest as is. Very good. And we have a Perdicio node over here, which is also very good. Right. The last thing I shall do in this episode is research the goggles and then make them, and then we will call the episode over from there. So let me go into here. Ah, yes, the cauldron. What I will do now... Did that put the fire out? It did. Excellent. And I will just cover this over with dirt to get rid of it. Like such. I'll leave the netherrack there. Now, I am led to believe that Nitor does not have any heat associated with it, but it does fuel a cauldron. So what I will do here is in this house here, which I believe the doorway is here. Yes, it is. I've turned this into my research laboratory. I borrowed the bookshelves from the 2 libraries that are in this village. But I don't want to burn my bookshelves down, so I actually will use a different house. I'll use this house here. Excellent. So we'll put this here. I'll put the Nitor in there, like that. Now I'll put the cauldron on top, the crucible, sorry. Where's the crucible? It's gone. I'm not just blind. No. Ah! Apparently, breaking the crucible does not yield it back. I thought it did. Apparently not. Very well. I will rest and make another. Good to know. And the bucket is in my inventory already. I have a small pool of water in here to refill my pedal apothecary with. Right, so I will place... don't know if I can place it on top of the Nitor. It doesn't... oh, it does have a hitbox. Yes, good. Fill it with water, and the water goes away. Of course it does. So, we'll go back in here, get more water. And fill this. And if my readings are correct, the water will start to bubble, just as if, yes, there it is, just as if there were a flame underneath it. However, it will not set the building on fire, so I am told. We'll check on that at a later date. So, Thaumcraft. It appears my Thaumanomicon has gone missing as well. Ah, no, I put it away. Excellent. Right, so, the Goggles of Revealing. Where would I find such things? Artifice. There we go. So, to research these, I will need my scribing tools and a piece of paper. I now have the research note. So I go to here, research note for Goggles of Revealing. And this is where we link these things together. So which symbol is this? That one. Aurum. Okay, which is air and magic. So if we take we have plenty of magic and we have plenty of air. So I'll just alternate those two. This is almost but magic is not consisting of air. That is a shame. Right, what does magic consist of? Void and Perditio. Well, we have lots of that as well. So we will just alternate these to link those up. And here we have Sensus, which is air and spirit. How much spirits do we have? Not very much, so we'll use air. And then we'll go from here. Air and order is anything? I don't know that air and order is a combination that we can use. Motion and order. How much vacuous do I have? Air and void? Is there such a thing as air and void together? No, it's that. That's what I was thinking of. Very well. So to get from vacuous to air, we need something which is well, that's what I can do. I can go to here and then another void here. Yes. Right, excellent. So that has given us the Goggles of Revealing Discovery, which has now been added to our Thaumanomicon. So if I go to here and go to Artifice and Goggles. So in the Arcane Workbench we need 2 gold, 2 leather and 2 more thermometers. And we also need some of these, but they are all in the wand, so that is fine. So the thermometer is 2 of any shards, glass and gold. So I'm going to need 6 gold in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to need 2 glass And then lots of shards. Let's make the 2 thermometers first. And then 1, 2, 1, 2. 1 and 2. They don't stack. I'm actually going to get my old wooden wand, since it has enough of the materials needed in it, I believe, although we may be a little short on Perdisio. And then we're going to need some leather, which is in here, except we do not have any because I used it all. Now that is somewhat of an issue. Indeed. Very well. I will go get some leather and I shall return. I have returned, and some cows have very generously lent me some of their leather. So, here we have gold and gold, thermometer and thermometer, and leather and leather and leather and leather. Here we go, and we do just have enough Perdisio. So here we have the goggles of revealing. Now these do various things. Right, and now we will turn the question. So that gives us some shards. But we cannot claim our reward for some reason. I may need to relog. However, what the goggles of revealing do is you put them on your head, which looks very snazzy, I must say, especially when you're invisible. And then you can go, and if I have a look at the cauldron while I have the goggles on, the crucible, sorry, it will tell you exactly how much of each type of magic there is in it. So if I throw a fish in, oops, you can see here when I look at it that it tells me what is in the crucible, which is very useful. Now I'm going to get out of here before it all breaks down. But you can see here, actually, if I hover over that, you can see the life energy just disappeared, and it is being broken down into component parts. So that is what happens. Right. Can I now claim my reward? No, I cannot. Oh, pick one. I see. Let's see what I have the least of, and I will get that. We have fire. Seems to be of the earth, water, air, and fire. Fire is the one we have least of, so we will get that. And that opens the next, which we will look at in the next episode. So, until then, thank you for watching. This is the Mage Viperion, signing off.